Hello, my name is Joseph Cifuentes, and here is my presentation on Brave New World. The novel Brave New World was written by Aldous Huxley and was written in the 1930s and explores many themes such as technology, consumerism, and the human incapability. This novel takes place sometime in the future where the utopian society is able to flourish due to the advancements humans have made in technology. The biggest advancement made is the ability to produce humans without the use of a mother or father. This process is known as the Volkanovsky process and involves shocking an egg so it may divide up to 96 times, thus making 96 identical children. The way this system is able to flourish and advance so quickly is due to the use of Henry Ford or the influence that Henry Ford has had on the people. It's very much a conveyor belt system where everything's happening right after the other. No one's really having to look over these eggs or having to like do anything manually. It's all through machinery and this big factory system, which is very much influenced throughout the novel. And many people actually people in the novel look up to Henry Ford much as their god. Going on to the people and kind of describing how they are, everybody may be similar, but are split into these castes or the caste system. This system contains of five different groups: alphas, betas, gammas, deltas, and epsilons. Alphas are at the top of the food chain in society. Then goes betas, then gammas, then deltas, and epsilons, which are pretty much at the bottom and seen as, you know, the worst of the worst in society. This is very much manifest destiny of sorts, meaning no person may truly live a life that they want to live, but rather the life that has been already pre-made for them from birth. This idea is even further proven with the use of the drug named Soma. Soma is a drug that is given to the people of this world to make them feel good. This is very much a recreational type of drug, really, because nobody needs medical attention or has any disorders. Just kind of how they were built due to the whole being genetically made in a lab thought. So, Soma allows these users to escape reality or make them feel free. A quote from the book that confirms this is, "A gram is better than a dam," meaning you're better off just taking a pill than to deal with the regular emotions of life. And this idea of drugs in the novel can really be correlated into the modern world. The use of recreational drugs is very much common in today's society, as we have been in the past and are currently going through an opioid crisis. Per the Department of Health and Human Services in the US, this issue really started in the early 90s due to doctors not thinking or not having enough research on opioids. Um, they really didn't think patients could be addicted to prescribed medicines and prescribed drugs. This was not true at all, as patients were very frequently becoming addicted to drugs and begin abusing both prescribed and non-prescribed medication. And this really took off just from then. A stat that comes from the U.S. Department of Health and Services say that almost 130 people die every day from overdosing on drugs. And in 2016 alone, more than 42,000 people died due to a drug overdose. But the question really is, why do people continue to take recreational drugs knowing of these effects, knowing you could die or become addicted um, due to just taking this drug? Um, it's not really an easy answer. I mean, this is very much a case to case. Some people just have disorders. Some people are easily addicted to some substances. Um, so there's no really set in stone answer. One answer though is that people can't handle the world that we live in, the life that we all live. or not that we all live, but the life that each person has, the emotions that go through each day, that we all go through each day. Um, and the novel mentions this in some way and is very similar to how Soa is. Drugs allow a person to be free and escape the inconveniences that we have in this world. Um, Society even further illustrates this through just the culture we live in. Many celebrities are directly or indirectly referencing drug use, thus influencing or swaying many people to use drugs. Um, a song that instantly came to mind was me was The Weeknd's "I Can't Feel My Face," which at first sounds like a song about tribulations of a relationship, but is actually about using drugs to cope with the loss of someone, the loss of having a relationship with someone that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with. And this is just one of the hundreds of songs that blatantly talk about drugs, or may not be blatantly talked about drugs, just like the song I just mentioned. These celebrities are much like the higher ups of the government that in Brave New World. They not may not be handing out drugs and being so upfront about it like the people in the novel, but glorifying them to the extent of which they are allow many people to believe that taking drugs is their only option in life and the only way to seek happiness, and which is just not true. Um, if you look on the right, on the picture of the right, this is just the few celebrities that have died just from taking drugs. And the picture on the left kind of illustrates the culture that the indirect, not necessarily all celebrities, but let's just take the musical world. Um, if you're familiar with raves, a very common practice in these raves are to take LSD and just get high and kind of go through this euphoric state and listening to music. But that's very dangerous, taking drugs in an environment where you don't know somebody and to think it's part of a culture is just not safe. And this is just a part of the world that we live in today that is happening. Drugs are simply another aspect of life that many people believe we can't live without. So this includes my presentation on Brave New World. Here is my reference page and the last one. And I would like to say thank you for listening. Um,